it was so hard that I actually couldn't
Didn't
stay.
hit you.
It didn't just hit me, I had to leave the country. That's the state of Ireland. It's the way that things have been. I'm 25, I will be turning 26 in August, and I don't really have much choice but to live at home. Spent about 6 months looking online, just still couldn't find anything, and ended up having to go to Australia then afterwards. Like, I know people have had to not even rent a room, but they're renting out a half of a bed. That's some of the worst cases I've heard of. Yeah, I have friends who had to do that just to go to college.
Right, folks, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel, to rainy, well, Galway. I don't know if you can see the rain, but you probably can hear it. Anywho, new year, so we're going to talk about cost of living in Ireland in 2026. But instead of just listening to me, I do have reinforcements today in a form of Mr. Sebo here. There he is. Let's start with drinks. So, me and Mr. Sebo here. Kabols, Mr. Sebo.
Cheers.
Cheers. Well, a pint of Guinness and a pint of Moretti was $12.80. I do not know which one was what, but yeah, there you go. Your first cost of oh yeah, there's a Ireland versus England game happening.
And Ireland is winning. Italian beer can go up to €8, which is preposterous. And I know I'm more of a German lager drinker myself, and you can get those from 6 to 7 these days. When I moved here like 9 years ago, there used to be
Oh yeah.
6 tops, so between 5 and 6.
But
And now
he's
they're already up to 7.
Yeah, in comparison, well, he moved here almost 10 years ago. I'm here 8 years. And Guinness then it wasn't much cheaper. It was $4.55, something like that.
Yeah.
So it did go up, but not that much.
Yeah, but every year there was just a little bit uppity up. Yeah.
10 cents there,
Yeah.
20 cents there, and then you get up to some places charge 7. Not in Galway, I don't think so.
No. Well, there probably could be some bars
Maybe.
where we don't go.
Maybe some fancy ones.
Yeah. Now I have to be like Ginger Lady.
Be like
Let's go, guys.
That's it. All right, on to the next one. If you obviously want to get to the next, you're walking now, but next town or to work or something, you're gonna have to use, if you don't own a car, which we will talk about later, you will have to use public transportation, which in Galway, I actually don't know, is the same price in Dublin. I don't know.
I think it should, like, the city transport, yeah.
Yeah, so if you have a Leap card, which you should have if you live here, it's basically, well, it's not free, you pay €5, but yeah. The price of a bus ride is $1.35. You can also pay with cash if you don't have the Leap card, but in that case it's $2.40. I think it's $2.40.
Yeah, something like that.
So I don't know, I use the bus to get to and from work every...
Cool.
Let's skip that one. To and from work every day, so I spent about, let's say, €15 weekly to go to and from work. Now,
I don't use the bus. I cycle.
it's one of those modern ones.
Yeah.
He uses an electric bike.
No, it depends on the city and where you live, but like here in Galway, I think it's I don't know, if you can, it's better to cycle because like the traffic, as everybody knows, is pretty bad.
Okay, so that would be alternative, but then give us the price. Average electric bike, how much would that cost?
Oh yeah, average. If you buy it from the legitimate shop, like 3,000, or you can get it for less. But you can always get one of those bike to work schemes.
I was just about to say, tell them about that.
Yeah, bike to work scheme, so you don't pay the tax on it, and they deduct it from your salary, so it comes out cheaper.
Weekly, yeah?
Yeah, weekly or monthly, however they do it. But
Yeah. I would say most of companies have that, yeah?
yeah.
Yeah, most of the companies you work for, they will offer that, and you can get a bike and pay it out.
Yeah.
They basically take it off your wage every week.
Yeah, you just have to suck it up and not be like, oh, it's raining, because it will rain, you know.
Yeah,
But like after you do this for a few years, you don't even feel the rain.
What did I say? The other topic will be transport and
Food.
food. Oh, food. Okay, let's talk about food. Let's talk about the restaurant prices first. So if you would, I don't know, go out and have a lunch or something, anything basically, I would say a typical not Michelin star, 5-star restaurant would cost you between, I don't know, 12 and 16, 17 euros, right?
Yeah, well, I would say like 20 and 30, between 20 and 30.
for one person.
Yeah, but it depends what you order, where you go, like, you know. But,
Okay, let's say a typical burger. I think
Okay,
that's...
well, burger. That's
Well,
a
that's-
different story.
Oh yeah, that's fast
Yeah.
food, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's two different
Yeah,
topics,
if you go for a meal, like I think it's safe to say would be like
go to
20,
the terrace.
20 to 30.
Yeah, that's true, that's
Yeah.
true. No,
Yeah.
he's right. What I was talking about was, yeah, fast food. Would you call it fast food? The second destination is Sally Long's. Would you call it a biker bar or rock bar? Or...
Rock bar, biker bar, yeah.
You want to switch to groceries or?
Yeah. And
Okay.
also we found a quiet place in a bar.
Why here?
So we can record this here. Anyway, yeah, groceries.
Will we talk weekly?
Yeah, weekly.
Weekly. Oh, come on, you
I
go
can do
first.
daily as well, like.
You go first.
So if we summarize, 9 years ago when I came here, it was a big change because yeah, I'm from Croatia as well, like Jakov, but to compare the groceries back home and here, way cheaper. Then again, back home we don't have Aldi.
Maybe back then.
Yeah, but still, like if you compare to go to Aldi or Lidl or blah blah, sponsorship. For a single person like me, I don't know. Depends also what you do.
Oh my God, she's gonna kill you.
I'm saying for a single, I can save later for relationships situation. I used to get by with like 30 euros per week to buy and make food at
Okay,
home.
but that's extreme. That's extreme.
It is, but it depends what you cook and like. Okay, let's go now to today's date, 2026. Of course, groceries did go up. Everything went up. Blah blah. So I like to buy, for example, meat at the butchers.
Yeah.
And there's one butcher's that I always go because it's fucking good. Buy 3 items, it would roughly go up to 30 euros, but it's
Yeah.
good meat. And from this I can make like 3 meals, maybe even up to 4.
Yeah.
You know.
You could do this. Like, for example, when I moved here, I would literally spend, as he said, 30 to 40 euros weekly on food. But I was living on, it was a 99-cent pizza from Tesco.
Back then we were having a job that you had food at work. as
Yes.
well, so
Yeah, that's a big
that
part
came
of
up
it,
a
yeah.
bill.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think food-wise, it's still good if you go around, and also if you have the time and will to go shop around. Because like before, when I moved here, I went just straight to Aldi because that was the cheaper.
But I don't have the will for that.
And I do, especially with the bikes. So now, after a few years, when I explored and I see, okay, here I can buy this, here I can buy that. So when I go shopping, I go to 3 different shops and I buy something in every shop. And also you can always find something discounted and stuff.
I don't know. What would be the average? I don't know. Let's say 70 to 100 euros per week.
Yeah, 70 to 100
Yeah.
per week to feed
Yourself.
yourself, yeah.
On to the big one, folks. I think the most important one currently in Ireland, the price of rent and accommodation. Now, first of all, to be clear, neither of us has moved in the last 6, 7, 8
Yeah.
years. I don't know. So we don't know from our personal experiences. But yeah, everyone knows about the, what do they call it? Oh my God, my brain fart. Housing crisis. My brain stopped.
Everybody knows about the housing crisis.
Everybody knows about that one. But yeah, I would say, well, I can tell you, I pay a lot under the current market value. I'd say. Oh, hello, gentlemen. You want to be in a video?
Where are we going? Jamie knows.
We are talking about cost of life in Ireland.
Life in Ireland's fucking great.
Yeah?
It is fucking brilliant.
It
The
is?
best country to fucking live in it is.
Well,
Yes.
I do agree with that.
Good women, good drink. What
Yeah.
more do you fucking want?
You watched the
Well,
game?
we want good Yes. weather. We
Oh, that's why you're
Good
so
weather. We
happy.
need good weather. We do. That's all.
So that's why you're so happy.
I'm always happy.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Cost of life in Ireland. That's the theme of the video. What do you think about that?
I love Ireland.
You love it?
Love
Okay,
Ireland.
fair enough.
That's fair enough.
Enjoy the rest of your
I
day.
will look after
Yeah.
Thanks.
And thanks.
My rent is pretty cheap considering what's happening,
here.
but it all depends on the landlord. Because like since I moved here, I went to 3 houses. First one, it was also cheap, but there was like 9 people inside, and
Yeah, see,
it was really bad.
luckily I haven't experienced that.
Yeah, and then the second house was kind of the same. Then the third house was good house, clean, and good landlord, and
And you're still there.
I'm still there. That's the main reason. Like, but
Yeah.
I'm still following the page that I have since I moved here, which is like house hunting. I don't know, for some reason I just left it there, and I'm always checking the prices, what's happening.
To keep track of things.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, now you have a fucking room and here for 800 just a room, you know,
Yeah,
or
now we
900,
get to
or
the prices.
even a twin room. So basically, you're sharing with somebody for 600. But that's because
In Galway.
in Galway, yeah, but that's because they know there is supply and demand, and it's a student city. Students have to live somewhere, so they're preying on that, I guess. I don't know. They are, mind that, they are building a lot of student accommodation. They build next to me, and they're building more, but it seems like it's never enough.
I've heard horror
Yeah.
stories from Dublin where you could pay 1,300 for a shared room.
Yeah, well, there you go, and that's slowly creeping in here, I think, as well, because like some prices that you see, and like you see the comments on the post, it's like, oh my god, a robbery, scam, blah blah. But there always will be somebody that will take it as desperate, you know.
Well, yeah, that's true. I would agree with that. Yeah,
It's like last time my friend was trying to get a house for himself, and okay, he had money to get the house, and he was pretty sure, oh, I will. But there was probably 20 more people like him that had the money as well to get the house. And another thing is, now you have people that are like working remote and stuff like that, because before, if you wanted a cheaper place to stay and stuff, you would always go to the village, a bit outskirts. And they used to be the cheaper places. Now they're most expensive places because...
Are they? I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
one.
yeah, because I remember when I moved here, if we went to Oranmore or somewhere outside of Galway, it would be cheaper. But now, since there's a lot of people moved in, and of course...
So would you say it's not worth it anymore to live outside of the city?
It is, depends what you do and how much money you have, you know? Because like, it's worth it for the people that work from home.
On your bloody hood or something.
No, and that
It's really
they want their
raining now.
peace. They want their peace, so yeah, it's good for them. But that also raised the price up because there's a demand now there.
Well, there you go, folks. I don't think you will get more insight than that one from people who didn't move for the last 6-7 years. So we're going. Where are we going now? What did we say?
To the beer house.
Beer house. So we'll see you in beer house. It's raining quite a lot now, and this is a proper test for the waterproofness of my camera now. Actually.
What rain? I don't feel no rain.
Yeah, we don't feel no rain. We don't feel no rain. Yeah, the camera should be kind of waterproof, at least for these conditions. But
Like if you're living in Ireland, you always have to have the attitude, what I say, it can always be worse, you know? So this rain,
yeah, okay, no. But there's a different side. If you ask Irish people, it'll be grand.
yeah, I know, but like for me,
bad.
like it could always be worse rain, you know? It could be worse than this, what's happening now.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. We could for at least. No, I don't know. We will see you in beer house. And we just realized.
No rain will stop this vlog.
Yeah, no rain will stop this vlog. We just realized we didn't say how much we pay. Now I don't know, are my glasses fucked up or the lens? Never mind. Well, there's 4 of us in the house where I live, and
Same here.
Same here. And we pay 1,175 euros for the whole house, which I do understand is way below the market value. But that's because our landlords are awesome.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same. It's about the landlord. He's awesome, and I know the same houses in my street go for way more. So if you're trying to get to the beer house, you can't take a car through this street.
Yeah, don't take the car to
Yeah.
the beer house, which is well, I think that's a good hint anyways,
There
even
you go.
without the roadblocks.
Yeah, it's not about rent. It's how to get to the places, and obviously this road is closed. So don't go down this road. Don't go down this road again. Here we are with Steven in the beer house. Random guy. I don't know him. He doesn't know me.
That side is.
We don't know what's gonna happen, but we're gonna ask him some questions now. What's the cost of living in Ireland for you, Steven?
It's not good, man. It's not good, Sebastian.
Where are you from?
So I was born and raised in Galway. My family they were blow-ins to a town called Athenry. It's a pretty famous town. Lived there pretty much my whole life, and then I moved into Galway when I was about 18. I got very lucky now. I did find a house that was cheap enough. That's how I met these two guys, actually.
That's literally what we talked about until now. Was it hard to find accommodation?
So this is the thing. It was just around the start of COVID, just after the first lockdown, and it was hard enough to find that place, but I got extremely lucky. Now I say extremely lucky. The place that I found, it should be the standard, really. I still was spending a decent amount of my paycheck on rent. But once the lease ran up in that place after 2 years, and I had to start looking again, it was so hard that I actually couldn't.
Then it hit you.
It didn't just hit me. I had to leave the country.
Oh.
I had
Where'd
money.
you go?
Yeah, so I had the money there for a deposit, for all that stuff. I had savings that I had plans to use for, and I was in a position where I just had to find another English-speaking country. So I just used it as an opportunity to go traveling, and I had to go to New Zealand initially. Which, don't get me wrong, is something I would have loved. I would have loved to have done anyways, but I didn't necessarily do it because I wanted to. It was more so I didn't have as much of a choice, because that's the state of Ireland. It's the way that things have been.
I guess that's how we ended up here as well.
You guys as well.
Well, I wouldn't move back from home if everything was peachy perfect.
Fair enough. Yeah. No, I get you. Where are you guys from, actually?
Croatia.
Croatia. Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, I had a year in New Zealand because that was how long the visa lasted for. And towards the end of the visa, started looking for places in Ireland again. And exactly the same problem. I spent about 6 months looking online, just still couldn't find anything, and ended up having to go to Australia then afterwards.
So how is the rent now? If you don't mind disclosing.
It's absolutely atrocious.
Where you are now, how much do you pay?
I don't. This is the thing. I'm 25. I will be turning 26 in August, and I don't really have much choice but to live at home.
Okay.
And have had to for the last year and a half. If you have any kind of plans to go to college or do anything at all or save money, moving out is just not.
Oh, it's
really
not viable.
an option.
Of course, yeah.
No.
Save it at home.
It's not ideal. The biggest issue with it is that the landlords and politicians and everything, they're saying that if nobody has any accountability or blame towards it, every landlord that is interviewed or any politician that is interviewed, they all say the same thing, which is that, well, I'm not the one jacking up my rent,
Yeah.
Everyone else on the street is jacking up their rent. So because they're jacking up, well, I obviously have to as well.
But how can they then explain the landlords they're not jacking up the rent and they still do good?
There's not a lot of them. There's not all of the landlords that aren't jacking up the rent.
But there is some.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, people are lucky. I mean, my parents in particular have a pretty good example where they've lived in the same place for a good few years, and their landlord is just happy enough to have the place being filled. But no, that is not the case as the standard.
Well, not anymore anyway.
No, for example, my best friend, he's a guy named Angus. His family
Shout
also
out
lives in
Angus.
Athenry. Shout out to Angus. But his family just had to move as well. Just same kind of thing, lease being up, and the difficulty that they had finding a place in Athenry at all. They really had to downgrade the type of house that they went into. Which
That's
is
Athenry,
That's Athenry. That's not even Galway City.
Exactly, yeah.
That's 2 towns over. Oranmore is the next nearest town.
And then I was just saying before to him as well that before the little places outside seemed kind of cheaper because they were little, you didn't have big factories there or anything. But then eventually, I came 9 years ago, eventually all of the surrounding places like Oranmore, Moycullen, everything started to be hyped up because everybody started to move there because they had their quiet, their peace and everything. And then that started to raise up prices in those outskirts villages as well. So I guess it's the same with Athenry,
That's exactly what's been happening. It's at a point now where it's not just it isn't feasible for young people, for one thing, obviously. But at the same time, it's at a point now where it's not even just young people being affected. It's the general populace of Ireland. The middle class, the standards for what a middle class is seems to have changed. As in, middle class now is an awful lot more of a struggle than it ever would have been before. Families that would have had 4 or 5 bedroom houses are now in positions where they have to downgrade out of nothing other than just lack of options. places that used to be affordable, that are the same type of place, are now infinitely more expensive, to the point that one of the worst examples being people in Dublin who've had to, like, I know people who've had to not even rent a room, but they're renting out a half of a bed.
Yeah.
And they're sharing a double bed with a stranger.
But that's what I see.
Sorry? That's some of the worst cases I've heard of. Yeah, I have friends who had to do that just to go to college.
But I see slowly that this Dublin vibe is starting to creep up in here, because I've seen some accommodations on the house hunting or whatever, and then you would see a twin room for 800, so basically paying for a bed, with sharing with somebody who's also paying 800, like, you know.
Yeah, which means that somebody's making €1,000, 1,600 off.
And there's always
one room.
There's always going to be somebody who's going to take it.
Of course there will. It's desperation.
Yeah.
It's that, or it is literally, it's that or the streets. It is over half of your paycheck every single month, or it is the street. Even hostels aren't even that feasible of an option, because the hostels are now also becoming more expensive. €40 for a night, sometimes a little bit less.
40 for a night?
Sometimes.
Oh, well, I don't know if I recall correctly, but I think, 9 years ago when we came here, the night was around 10 to 15 tops. But then also here, you had good people working, because most of the people that came to the hostel, there was a lot of people that actually came here to work and live. And by the time they were trying to get their accommodation sorted, they would stay in the hostel. So sometimes the hostel would give an upper hand and give them like some kind of a discount for staying a weekly. But I know usually they didn't like to do that. But yeah, it was 10 to 15, and I think if you say 40 now, I think it's up to 20 or even more here now.
I'd be happy if I found 40. Like, I would be delighted if I went to even another city, because there's times I go to other cities just for, I don't know, a night away, like a staycation, and if I find a hostel that's €40, I'd be absolutely delighted with it.
But I think like mostly here the stay is pretty expensive. Like when you look at it, I didn't go, but I did go to different pages, like, you know, bed and breakfast and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like that's expensive. But then some hotels, like we have hotels here in Galway, and it's like the Dean is the newest one.
Yeah.
And I was like, I asked one guy, which was like, how much? Well, we have expensive room for 500. I was like, there's people that pay 500 for a night, like.
There is. There 100% is.
Then again, you had a place above the bar in the, let's say, close to the center, 100 per night, just for the room as well. So.
Well, do you know what? There is one person who has said that we're actually doing really well. So there's a guy who actually came to Ireland and said that, you know what, you guys are having a bit of a housing crisis. The reason you're having a housing crisis is because your economy's doing so well. That man was Donald Trump, though.
Oh, no.
So, do you know, the one person who is vouching for us is Trump. So do with that information what you will. Like. If nothing else, like, just the cold hard truth of the fact that, like, I myself am a very easiest example of, like, I've worked in hospitality for a while. I now have a 9-to-5 sales job that we do quite well in. Like, we make commission. Like, I make a decent amount of money. But like, there's guys out there in other countries who can provide for a family off that. Yeah. And I'm still living at home because if I want to make any kind of savings at all.
But like, from your perspective, if I would have family here and I could work here, I would probably also stay at home and work and save. Yeah. Of course, add something to the family's bills, but stay at home rather than pay somebody random. Because I think that's what's also happening at home. Like, I came from back home in Croatia after 28 years of living at home, you know? Yeah. And I worked there and I lived there, but this was the first time that, you can live by yourself and actually start your own life, you know? So it was, I think, way easier to do it here than back home because of the paycheck difference and stuff, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest with you, I'm not too familiar with what it's like over in Croatia, but like, how would you find it compared to here?
Well, here, you don't think about money that much because, first of all, you have weekly paychecks in some companies, so that's very good. Because then even if you do spend your money, you have to wait 7 days to get the next paycheck. And the groceries are cheaper here compared to...
Really?
That and the bills and everything. I had an offer. I went after I lived here for 48 years. I came home and I asked in my previous work, could I get a job? It's like, yeah, no problem. But like I said, I don't know, would it be valuable for you to come back home for 500 euro per month? And then if I do come back home, after living by myself, I would have to rent a place and everything. And with all of that paycheck and the bills, I think I would have nothing left in the end if I pay the rent and the bills, you know?
Yeah.
So you have to, and I think here, I don't know, I think, look, groceries are cheaper here compared to back home. It's just a funny story. Last summer I was home and I was going with my mom through the Lidl, and I was like, I was just looking at the prices. I was like, ooh, that's the same prices in Ireland. And then that's not good actually. I think and it's also I think it's cheaper and easier to travel from here than back home.
Look,
it is.
A lot of people do come here because, for one thing, there is better pay, and obviously groceries are not. There's opportunity. Jobs do pay better, and groceries aren't absolutely atrocious. The cost of living problem doesn't really come from there at all. Groceries and all that kind of stuff you can kind of get away with.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's really how much money do you have left to pay for your groceries after you're just spending 50 to 75% of your paycheck, depending on the situation and location. I think more so the biggest problem that we're looking at is that it's not a situation that's getting better. It is deteriorating. It is massively, noticeably getting worse year on
No control,
year.
basically, I think.
No, no. Despite the fact that there's a lot of people petitioning for it, there's protests against it, there's people constantly fighting for it, and there's people promising a lot of things. But at the same time, not much of it is really being followed through on in any kind of way, shape, or form. There's lots of people standing there saying that we're going to make this better, we're going to do this, 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 and this. But at the end of the day, people on the streets don't care about that. All they're looking at is the price of their own places going up. And don't get me wrong, again, pay is good. Groceries, prices are fine. But if you're spending that amount of the money that you are making here on where you're living, if that's provided that you're lucky enough to find somewhere that you can live at all.
Well, that's the biggest problem, right?
It's the biggest thing. Even if you do have the money to find somewhere, it's still hard enough to find somewhere at all. Like, I would maybe be able to find somewhere that I could live in Galway, but if I did, that's my opportunities for progression gone. I'm someone who would like to go to college or save up to do anything. If you want to buy a house, if you wanted to save up to get the deposit for a mortgage, you more than likely, there's people in their 30s, 40s, even I've heard of people in their 50s who've had to move home or with a family member just for the sake of being able to get enough money together for a deposit to even do that. The housing crisis is 1,000% the biggest problem in every single way. Yeah.
Suddenly landing here, starting college in a week, and all of a sudden they're like, wait, there's nowhere to stay. There's no accommodation to be got anywhere. And I think that's one of the biggest problems with people coming from international places. It's not actually brought to their attention how bad it actually is here for like third level people. Because I would have worked in student accommodation and worked in the students' union in the university here as welfare officers, so would have seen people dealing with accommodation issues and coming through, and like they're starting college in like a couple of days or a week and there's nowhere for them to get, or the places that are there are like completely outpricing them out of their education. They're having to choose to not attend further level or third level education because they're not able to afford the 10 grand that it's going to cost a year for just accommodation.
So he touched on the topic of college, which we didn't talk about yet. How much does it cost to go to college in Ireland?
So to go to college here, if you're coming like straight out of like secondary school,
Just a second, Seba, film. That's his first time holding the camera in his life.
it's probably going to cost about like 3 grand for just the
Yearly.
the fees for the college, just
And
fees for
that would be
college
for
yearly.
someone who just finished high school. Or...
Exactly, just coming out of secondary school, 18, naturally progressing through the system, because the government pays half the fees. So I think it's 6,000 per year.
Okay.
So the government contributes 3,000, and then the student contributes 3,000.
Is there any way to go to college for free in Ireland?
Yes, there's a grant. There's a few grants that you can apply to, and one of the main national grant schemes is called Suzie. So you
Look
can.
at this. Seba, look at the fucking camera.
But it's the Suzie grant system, so people that are coming out of secondary school can apply to this grant to basically have either all of the fees or a portion of the fees contributed to from the state. So they could get every month, they might get a certain amount of money to contribute towards those fees, as well as getting their fees paid completely.
So would you say it's-
But this is means tested, so your parents have to be earning under a certain amount. And you have to be, it's distance based as well. So depending on where you're going to third level college, or if you're going to college, depending on where you're going, it all affects whether or not you're going to be able to be eligible for the grant.
So would you say college is accessible to everyone in Ireland or not, or would it depend on your, as you say, parents pay or something?
It 100% depends on your parents, especially if you're going into it naturally, like as a dependent 18-year-old, as most people do.
If this is out of frame, I will fucking kill it.
Kill him. So it would depend, but it really does, because you are dependent then. Like, because if your parents, I was in a particular situation where my parents were just above the threshold for me to get the grant, so I wasn't eligible to get
Okay,
any
so
grant.
what happens to the people whose parents are not earning enough to be above the threshold? How do they get to college?
You have to pay for it. So
for themselves?
you
And how
have
much
to.
does that cost then?
Because like if you're, it's like, and then for accommodation, you're looking at probably around 10 grand
A year.
a year for the accommodation
Do you
alone.
think that's feasible?
No, like not at all. To be expecting someone to come like fresh out of college and then have their parents fork out 15 grand just for them to like be able to stay
Plus
in a place
accommodation.
and attend. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's impossible, right?
it's crazy.
Do you know what the threshold is?
For the Suzie grant,
Yeah.
I'm not sure because I think it was with your parents.
Like,
it
is
was
it
in and
reachable
around
or is it?
75 grand, I think, might have been because this was a couple of years ago when I
Yeah,
was
okay,
involved.
okay.
So I'm not sure if the threshold has changed, but I know at the time it hadn't changed in over like 13 or 14 years since the last recession that we had here as a country. The threshold for that grant hadn't changed at all.
Okay, I
so there was a lot of people that were falling outside of it that should have been eligible for it.
Hi guys, so
I'm starting again.
we finished the beer house and we got some good interviews there, and now we're heading up to Blue Note.
I don't think.
to go for a quiet
Wait, are we still filming here, or
for a quiet one.
I was going to finish the video?
You can't finish the video.
So you think you will get someone to talk to us again?
No, I hope not.
Well, as you said,
Anyway,
I don't think you'll get more honest opinion than the guys that we just talked to there. So if we film anything inside of this establishment now, consider it a bonus. If we don't, well, thank you for bloody watching. You wanna be in a video? Yeah. Okay, come here. So the topic of the video was cost of living in Ireland.
Oh, okay. Whew, okay.
you're on the spot now.
Anything you
I am
wanna
on
say?
the spot. Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah? What would you say is the worst thing?
Well, I just paid $7.20 for a pint of Guinness in the Keys, which was pretty steep.
And we had that in the video today. We said that we're not sure does it go up over 7 in Galway, but
Well, this was
obviously-
during the match, so it was during the day.
I think it differs when it's not the match.
Well,
No, I think
Milo-
it's the
I
Keys.
live in a small rural place.
someone
in
told us you
Clare,
can pay
and
up to
a pint
12
of
in-
Guinness
in
is
Dublin.
$5.50.
Oh yeah.
And
it's based
we-
on the
Told us
place,
you can
basically.
pay up to 12
Well,
in
it
Dublin.
was
For a
$7.20.
pint
How much
of
was
Guinness.
it here? Did you drink here?
think it's true.
I don't know. You paid for the pint. How much was the pint here?
So it was free basically, because he paid for the pint.
It was free. Yeah, but $7.20.
So anyway,
in the
go with
Keys.
your boyfriend to Blue Note and it's gonna be free.
This guy, he'll buy you drinks. Yeah. So yeah, that would be my big thing. They should level the point of alcohol, or for drinks. Like in Dublin, it's very expensive, but in other places, it's not. Like
I was just
everyone
supposed to say,
pays-
I've heard you can pay up to 12, 13 euros in Dublin for a pint of Guinness.
Yeah, after
it
12
is.
o'clock. Yeah.
Used to be
apparently. Well, I've
$4.50
never experienced that myself.
It used to
but-
be 450, 8 years ago when
But
I
I
moved
think
here.
I think
I'm here 8
I think
years
as
now.
long as there's
It was
somebody that
450 here.
pays for it,
In Merlin
it's gonna
and
happen.
in Cranbrook.
Exactly, yeah.
Like the whole notion of like putting up the price of a pint after 12 o'clock is really
Oh yeah,
disturbing.
having different prices, that's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Yeah.
They have
And
that?
so they reckon that. So I commented on the pint of the pint in the Keys, but because the Irish Six Nations game was on, they said they'd put up the price to
Really, because of that?
after. Yeah,
I never heard that before. Like,
No, but that's
$7.20.
ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Yeah.
I know it's already expensive in Shop Street because it's the Shop Street, but I didn't know they
Well,
even.
maybe it's always that.
Science, lads.
Anyway.
I didn't know it's even more.
So
than
what are you recording for? Is it
YouTube channel.
for his OnlyFans. Basically.
No, no. No,
like
no,
after we
no.
finish this segment, I'm gonna go to the toilet and undress.
See, now I have to cut that.
That's gonna be for Patreons.
It's just your beard. That's it. Your beard is what the OnlyFans want. That's it. Is that it?
Yeah, and the soggy bread in the shoe. Yeah.
Oh
my God.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Nice to meet you guys.
See.
Thank you.
Enjoy your night.
Well,
Check it اسم ماجناز قبل
we'll find it. We'll find it. Where is your mic?
Here.
Is it on the mic?
Yeah.
It's on. Ah, it's fine. We'll find it. Oh, it's there. Look.
No, it's not. Because it's under my.
We'll find it. We'll find it. Anyhow, yeah, I think we might be done here. Wait, you need to do the signature move of Lorraine after I finish. So if you like this, press the like button. If you didn't press the dislike one, press the subscribe button. If you loved it, check the Patreon link, and Seba will now do the signature move.
Thank you, guys. So let's go.